more, give me fire, give me double shot of time. Ooh.
And Brian Simo in it in the S's. Well, now Burton gets another shot at Jeff, and he's going to have to stay on his toes a little bit better on this next restart. Let's go back and take another look at the accident, rather. Well, we got a car slowed down. Sterling Marlin had some problem. Whoa. These guys all checked up. Kurt Busch got under the back end of Brian Simo. The 17 car really checked up there of Matt Kenseth, and I think these guys just came screaming up the hill and didn't have time to let each other know there was a problem. So, pace car is going to pick up the field. Figure a lap or two of caution to clean this one up, and we're going to have about 4 laps left of green flag racing.
Run for Michael Waltrip thus far. He started 27th. He is running 16th right now. And remember, this is just
spun out, Marty. Just as you talked about him, he spun out and crashed in turn 2.
Well, as he was doing that, Slugger Labby, his crew chief, was talking to him on the radio. This was just the second race with Slugger as a crew chief, and the crew did not know it. Slugger was talking to him on the radio as he was spinning out, and the crew did not know until just now that Michael Waltrip was into the wall. But they had a great run going, guys.
Can you believe?
I cannot believe it.
Leaders back to the caution. Joe Nemechek will get a lap back.
And he might have been the fastest car on the racetrack that last 25, 30 laps. Talking about Joe Nemechek, the 33 car.
Kenny Wallace did not. Michael spin again down there inside turn 3 into the grass, trying to get it back around the pit road. I can't believe it.
It was similar to Andy Houston. Yes. While we were looking at it, let's see if we can see what happens here. Here you see Michael just gets up high and he just gets that. Looks like he gets that right rear and that slippery stuff up there and gets her sideways.
Evidently, there's grip right next to the loose stuff, and they're all going up there. Dale Jarrett's been running up there so high, trying to find some grip
because his tires are up on the right side. Air pressures are up, so he just got in the slippery part.
Oh, and Blaney almost in the back of the 92 car. Listen to this.
Robert, you're okay? What happened?
I just got off in 3 there. About 3 laps before that, got a miss in the car and went down into 1.
Okay, let me interrupt you. Trouble on the track, Robert. 3 cars involved. Up in turn 4.
Is Mike going to give Rusty a lap back?
Here come the leaders through the accident site. Everybody's cleared away.
Slow down.
Rusty Wallace comes through. Ken Schrader.
One more coming there. Let him go. All good.
Ken Schrader, a very close friend of Mike Wallace, gets a lap back there too. Ryan Newman involved. Dave Blaney involved in the crash in turn 4.
I think the 97 of Kurt Busch, wasn't he involved as well?
Yeah, he was. He is driven away without a lot of significant damage on his car, but that's the big one right there, the Ryan Newman car.
See if we can see what develops here, BP. 97 car slides up in front of the 26. Jimmy gives him a little boot. Of course, the 97's going around. Everybody jams up.
Mark Martin sliding through sideways.
Ryan Newman had nowhere to go. Martin did a great job saving that car.
He turned that baby, just turned it dead left.
That's his old dirt track experience coming in handy there, huh?
Another shot. We see the shot that Jimmy Spencer is going to give Kurt Busch. Just drives on the back of the car.
And it looked from there like the 97 was loose, and he slid up in front of Jimmy, and he was still loose. He couldn't get after the gas, and Jimmy was already in the gas.
Michael Waltrip barely gets by in there.
15, he got into somebody big there. His hood is a lot of damage there.
Let's go on board Kevin Harvick through the mess.
Easy.
That's how sideways Mark was.
Man.
When you can look through both the windows.
Let's go back beforehand.
Yo.
Whoa. He just goes down in the dirt, goes by the 26, and I don't think evidently Jimmy didn't appreciate that.
Well, there was nothing, I don't see anything wrong with what Kurt did on that deal. He was up alongside him far enough. There's no foul there.
Maybe just picked up some dirt there on his tires, and that's why he slid up in front of Jimmy and couldn't get on the gas, like you said the first time around.
I'm sure he just slid up there, and he was loose, couldn't get after the gas, so Jimmy, I don't think, was anticipating him to not go. But the 15 car must have gotten the back of Terry Labonte, and that's what did all that damage.
Caution's out. Jerry Nadeau in the wall.
Now this will help the 1 car, the 8 car, and Tony Stewart, I guess, will have to make a pit stop and check those fenders that you're talking about.
Nadeau had just been penalized a lap by NASCAR at the end of that last caution for pitting out of his box. You got to have the car within the painted pit box on pit road. It wasn't properly positioned. He was penalized, and now he's crashed. Seventh caution flag of this race.
Now, the last guy that wanted to see this caution was the 24.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had put some distance on between those guys, him and the 4 tires, and he's sitting there going, oh, man, if this thing would have went green, I had a good shot.
Now, when they throw the green flag of the restart, do you think Sterling Marlin's going to try to get a good jump and get under Jeff Gordon down to turn 1?
If he wants it bad enough.
Let's go take a look at what happened to Jerry Nadeau that brought out the caution flag.
Well, it's hard to imagine not being contact going in the turn like that, but there's so much smoke, I have no idea.
There were a couple other cars in that cloud somewhere.
And 21 cars already on the apron when that's happening. Right here, see Elliott
Sadler.
Hard to see.
And Tony Furr and the crew on the 25 car at Loudon, New Hampshire, they had 2 cars that looked like that. So
what is Michael Waltrip doing back there?
Keeping them tires, especially when you run through debris like that, you've got to be careful.
Trouble, turn 1. Casey Atwood spins.
Ricky Craven has spun.
Andretti damaged. Yellow-nosed car. Benny, you talked about it at the very beginning of our pre-race show. The race was going to be the race to get to the bottom in turn 1 on lap 1.
And here we've got the 5th place starter spinning at John Andretti. I know they had high hopes for that STP, the 43 car today.
Oh, man.
And Ricky Craven talked to Cal Wells just a few minutes ago. He said, today could be our day.
Jimmy Spencer also coming down pit road. Let's take a look at what happened. Turn 1, lap 1.
Something happened to the car in front of Casey Atwood.
It's that Stacy Compton that was right in front of him.
I wonder if Casey got in the back of Stacy Compton, and when he jumped off the gasoline because he had gotten in the back. And let's see if we can see. There we see Casey on the inside. Oh, yeah.
Yep, there's definitely some contact there. He just got in the left rear quarter panel. Stacy. John had nowhere to go.
Stacy thought Casey'd give him room and went for the bottom of the track.
Yes. Looks like both of them backed off because the 7 car. Oh, some contact, and Hornaday goes around.
Mark Martin is crashing. Johnny Benson is crashing in the aftermath. Another couple of cars involved. Ward Burton's in it.
Mark Martin's in it.
Fifth caution.
A lot of damage to Ward Burton's car.
That's what I was talking about earlier. That 14 really needed. They were trying to get a finish. They had good race cars, but this is how it's wound up.
Now the replays as Ron Hornaday tries to fire his car up when we come back to Dover after this.
So I mean, like 24 car got in the left rear quarter of the 14 car and just got a little bit sideways getting off the corner, BP.
Yep. And somehow Jeff Gordon, as we see Ward Burton just run into the 14 car and destroy the front end of the 22 Caterpillar Dodge. All right, here we go. The Army helicopter will take us down into turn 3. We see Hornaday on the outside, Jeff Gordon on the inside, and watch as he come off turn 4. Right, just a touch. That way you really couldn't tell it. And I thought that Todd Bodine from the other angle was closer to Jeff Gordon than he really was.
Take one more look here. That's a tough angle too.
Looked like Gordon's car the nose just kind of slid when he came up off the corner.
Which is what happens here at Dover. I mean, these cars just jump off the bottom of the racetrack getting up against the wall.
And you know, Ron Hornaday still has not hit anything until the 22 car comes along and runs in the back of him. He had not hit anything.
Yeah.
Is that Jeff Burton that just squeaked through down on the apron? Yeah.
Apron in the grass.
Just about.
There's a good shot of the contact there.
And Hornaday spins down, does not hit the outside wall, which I first thought he did.
There's Ward trying to sneak down the bottom and just had nowhere to go.
Oh, Stewart's in trouble. Into the wall, turn 2. Traffic oncoming at him. He's going to get off the track. Caution's out.
40 car was right behind him. Couldn't tell how close he was behind him, but definitely got the 20 car loose.
And Tony Stewart racing for 8th position. That's the inside wall on the backstretch he's up against. And we go onto the caution with 9 laps to go.
See, Tony's already taking his helmet off.
Well, it will be a single file restart.
I'm sure he's not very happy either.
No, we could tell as he took his gloves off and the steering wheel off.
Let's have a look.
40 car gets right behind him. And a little touch.
Tony wobbled first.
Yep.
I think Tony lifted. I think Tony got just a little bit loose. Maybe eased up on the throttle just enough that the 40 car ran in the back of it.
Yep.
I don't think we can fault Sterling with that. He's right there, not expecting Tony to come out of the gas.
Yeah, no, but you're also. Oh, that angle really got into him. But you're right, he got out of the gas. But I think also on this point of the race, guys, when you're trying to get a position, you're trying to get that nose right on the guy's bumper to make him loose. So you will loosen him up, so he'll slide up the racetrack, and you can dive down underneath him. It just didn't work out, I think, the way Sterling had planned it.
Ken Schrader has a a saying about situations like that. He says he took the air off his spoiler, then he hit him.
Let's listen.
And that's what it sounds like.
Just at the point that Tony should have been backing off for the loose condition, if he did, was when we had the digital mix-up and we couldn't hear it. And there's the Home Depot car banged up behind the hook. Boy, that's a scene you hate to see. The wrecker pulling your car back in.
So Stewart goes from racing in the top 10 to probably finishing in 35th position.
Ryan Newman passed.
Oh, car on the ball hard.
Two of them.
Terry Labonte looked like he drove on.
It's the pole sitter Jason Leffler who's up against the fence, and it was Terry Labonte who bounced off the wall exiting the tri-oval. Caution's out. They're racing back to the yellow flag. Doesn't look like Rudd's going to be able to get up and do anything with Gordon.
Now on the restart, we will see a single file restart.
Robbie Gordon gets a lap back. Well, we talked about a couple times today. Guys winning their first Bud Pole Award, not faring well in the race. Jason Leffler was going to beat that trend until there were 10 laps to go. Check it out. Leffler was on the lead lap. Now he's going to finish somewhere in the 30s.
That's terrible. The best finish that anyone had of the four was 39th.
And as the fans in the grandstand understand what's going on, they approve. Here's what happened.
You know, he lost a tire. Yeah, but if you keep, I believe he had a tire problem on that deal.
I believe it was Terry's tire that came out.
See,
and Leffler ran over it.
Okay.
Oh, no, you're right, Wall. He veered down into Terry.
Yeah, yeah.
Kenny Schrader run over the tire.
Yep. He veered down into him.
Yeah. And I was looking at that after the wreck. I said, that's an interest, you know, to see a tire laying down there like that.
And there's Jason Leffler walking away.
What's going on with right front tires? That's the 4th or 5th one. That is Dale Jarrett being transported to the local hospital.
Not this time.
Trouble in turn 1. Ward Burton is in it. Todd Bodine is the other car. Yellow flag.
We might have a situation where two cars were fighting for the same spot and then turn 1 again. Would you think that'd be possible?
I believe, Benny, you hit the nail on the head.
Back to the caution. Jeff Gordon is the leader. Matt Kenseth will get a lap back. And 2 wrecked race cars sitting in the middle of turns 1 and 2.
And I kind of touched on this earlier. When you've got the groove is so narrow, when you're racing side by side, you'll run closer to the guy because there's that grip in that groove is so narrow. Yeah, he looked like.
Oh, there's a third car involved there, wasn't it? Was that
Nadeau got in the back of the 22 car.
Oh my goodness! Look at Todd's car go up and almost over when he made contact with the wall.
So, yep, Jerry Nadeau definitely got in the back of the 22.
This is on board Bobby Labonte.
That's twice today that Bobby Labonte said, that was close.
Good to see Todd Bodine out of his car.
Yeah.
That was a hard crash.
Taking off his heat shields, off his heels. The floorboard on these cars are just extremely hot, so they wear little asbestos heat shields. Ward Burton's out of his car. And he's a little angry.
Can you blame him?
Not really. He wants to go out and wave to the cars when they go by, I'm sure.
And so the cleanup continues here at the Kansas Speedway. Already the 5th caution. You're watching NASCAR on NBC. Turn 1 because...
As you see the 25 car, Jerry Nadeau just drives way down into turn 1. Gets in the back of Ward Burton, turns him sideways. There's Todd Bodine, has nowhere to go. And got some tore up race cars. And
you know, Todd Bodine, the 66 car, and Ward Burton, he's a little angry. The guy's trying to restrain him. Let go of me, man. Look, I got to go over and talk to my man and say, why did you do that? But you know what? The fact that the 66 car was there saved him a lot harder impact because it really cushioned the blow for the 22 car.
Now, I'm sure that'll make Todd Bodine feel a lot better.
They were not worried about Ricky Martin. There's caution on the racetrack.
Car in the wall. Dale, is that Dale Jarrett?
Yes,
it's Dale Jarrett. Into the outside wall. Caution's out, 12th time.
And there's another car involved.
Hard crash for Dale Jarrett. Bobby Labonte also involved. Let's take a look.
It's like they're 3 wide.
that doesn't work.
The 32 car of Ricky Craven had some damage from the wreck on lap 1, and he was on the bottom of the racetrack, and it looked like that Jarrett and Bobby Labonte were side by side and made contact going in the corner. Let's see. You saw the contact in the left rear of Dale Jarrett's car. Listen to this, folks. Oh. We missed a hard crash.
Attention centered on the Dale Jarrett car now. We hope he's okay. We'll get an update as soon as possible. "19 laps to go. Jeff Gordon is the leader here at Kansas. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.
On his way. Fuel mileage for the Dodgers has
got one on the wall on the backstretch. Todd Bodine has hit the wall hard on the backstretch. Elliott Sadler and Casey Atwood are in it. Caution's out. A hard crash for Todd Bodine.
How did it happen?
Bodine is top car on the left. Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick gets in the back of the 66 car and just turns him right in the wall. And there we see the 19. I think the 19 and 21 had probably made contact back on the straightaway trying to slow down.
Yeah, I'm sure there's one guy was waving and one guy didn't get on the brakes quick enough, and they probably got in the back of each other. Let's see if we can see it. Can't grab it by that angle.
All right.
The best your car is going to work because you've got fresh tires on. After you get some laps on, they say, oh, we got trouble.
Andy Houston's in the wall. Robert Presley is spinning. 3-4 involved. Mark Martin's in it. It's off turn 2. That's Robert Presley in the 77.
One more shot. Never seen Kenseth. His contact was with the outside retaining wall.
Yeah, there you go.
Just lost it, didn't he?
Yep, away. Just broke away from him.
And that explains why the 12th place car collected the 23rd and on down. Rusty Wallace started back in 37th spot. This all happened in front of him. Let's ride with Rusty.
Rusty. Almost too soon with the throttle there, Rusty.
Worse than a San Francisco morning fog right here.
Boy, when you're driving into this and you can't do anything, try to keep the car straight. If your spotter's saying go low, then that's what you do. A lot of these guys got through really clean.
We talked about passing, folks. That is the easiest way to pass. If you can get them all stopping, just drive down to the inside.
Here come a large pack of front runners. Trouble off the corner.
31.
Several cars involved. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sterling Marlin, Mike Skinner, Jeff Gordon's in it. Bobby Hamilton. Kurt Busch is in the crash. Dale Jarrett takes to the pit road. Terry Labonte's involved. Caution's out.
I didn't see it, but it looked like some guys were trying to get in the pits, and it just stacked up.
See some damage to the right front of Kevin Harvick's car. Not a lot of damage, but damage.
Oh.
A lot of damage to that automobile.
Ran so well earlier in the night. There's Skinner. Up against the fence.
Mike's moving around. Looks like he's okay.
Jeff Gordon and Kevin Harvick took their cars straight to pit road. But it all happened behind Dale Earnhardt Jr.
All right, here they're coming off the corner. And I think there's going to be contact right there. Skinner and Kurt Busch get together. Turn Skinner into the wall head on. Labonte has no place to go. Neither does Bobby Hamilton when Skinner comes back across the racetrack. Now there's no place for anybody to go.
Who was that just snuck by?
Nemechek, yeah.
And
Dave
John
Marcus,
Andretti. Dave Marcus gets down on the grass and somehow saves it.
He's almost as good as you.
I know.
You know what? The 7 car was slowing down, coming in the pits. 31 checked up, 97 ran into him.
Yep.
Shot right across in front of Terry Labonte. Watch the back of this. Dale Jarrett, top right of your screen, going to come through the smoke, head for pit road.
Looked a lot of wrecking going on there, Dale. I'd be careful on pit road if I were you. The racetrack looked to be the safest place. You ever see Kurt Busch right on the back bumper, and Mike Wallace goes toward pit road. There's the contact. Skinner gets turned, and man, Terry Labonte says, "Oh no."
Is that Mark Martin piling in there? Mark has continued driving around, but his chance at that $1 million bonus appears to have taken a little bit of a hit there if the damage is significant on his car. Was that Mark's car?
Another shot.
Get a better look at it here.
And it just doesn't take much. I mean, you know, Mike saw the 7 car coming in the pits. He rolled out of the throttle a little bit. Busch couldn't see what was going on. It just doesn't take much.
There we saw the contact with Jeff Gordon. Listen to this, folks.
There's nothing you can do on that. You know, all those guys behind had nowhere to go. They're up there minding their own business. And
Sterling Marlin.
Oh, that hurts. That's going to leave a mark.
Oh, man, I felt that. Did you feel that?
I did feel that. That's because you hit me when it happened.
The white flag is up. Final lap at Talladega. Who's it going to be? Labonte, Earnhardt Jr., Stewart, or maybe somebody out of the pack? Look at this move by Jr. at the white flag.
And Tony Stewart goes with Jr.
Coming with you. 20's with you.
Labonte blocks Bobby Hamilton.
Cannot believe it.
Oh, contact. Bobby Labonte's over. It's the big wreck on the final lap. They're racing back for the win. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart are side by side. This is for the victory as Jeff Burton gets in the middle of it. At least 10 cars involved in the wreck on the backstretch. Burton and Stewart are side by side. That's all Earnhardt Jr. needs to see. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has has won the $1 million bonus here at Talladega.
Easy around this corner because there's a big crash on the back straightaway.
The big crash happened on the final lap. Racing for the win. Bobby Labonte's car upside down. Ricky Craven just climbed from his car. Terry Labonte driving back around. Dave Burns.
Alan, the 18 crew heard a radio transmission from Bobby Labonte that he was okay. We understand now he is out of his car, so they're going to pick up here. They know Bobby's okay.
Yeah, we are looking at him now, Dave. He has climbed from the car. Good news.
And one of those wheels are still spinning. And Ricky Craven climbed from his car and just sat down. There you see him sitting on the ground. Wow.
Ricky Rudd trying to make it around to the finish line. Dale Jarrett hasn't come around. Robert Presley, Ward Burton, Buckshot Jones, Johnny Benson.
And Ricky
the other
Rudd
cars
did
involved.
not make it.
Not going to make it.
Sterling Marlin was involved. That's his car all torn up, going backwards up the pit lane.
On board with Sterling. There's Robert Presley's car.
Bill Elliott was involved. He's coming backwards up the pit lane. There's Dale Jarrett's car. Never made it to the checkered flag. Ward Burton trying to get to the checkers.
And he's going to make it to the line.
And he'll turn around right here.
You see Bobby Hamilton, the 55 car, trying to get on the outside of Bobby Labonte. Labonte comes back down the hill, and now all of a sudden they're 4 wide. And Hamilton gets in the left rear of Bobby Labonte's car, and we see the car start tumbling down the backstretch.
And there's not a whole lot you can do. When you're behind that, all you see is smoke and cars go sideways. You just try to hold the steering wheel straight and get through it somehow.
Rode the roof the whole way. Never flipped over. Just on the roof, and that's how it rode the whole way down the backstretch. Hard crash for Benson there. Mike Wallace. There's Rusty Wallace in the grass. Ricky Craven.
Yeah. That Bobby Hamilton Jr. there in the 4 car.
Yeah.
One more shot. Once again, Hamilton tries to go on the outside. Bobby Labonte, the 18, goes up to block him. They make a little contact, but everything's okay. Then Hamilton drives to the inside, and here they're going to get 4 wide. There just isn't room coming off that corner for 4 wide. And how Jeff Gordon got through that is amazing. The car behind him, Mike Wallace, crashed.
They got within a half a lap of the checkered flag.
Just listen to this.
Sterling Marlin's fuel.
In front of you. Go low, go low, go low.
He actually got hit, it looks like. He was trying to go straight through it, and somebody got into the back of him and turned him sideways. Oh, man, that was close. That was close.
Buckshot Jones. They finally come to a meeting.
Johnny Benson.
Oh.
I mean, all you're worried about
all this time, what Johnny's worried about is somebody hitting him. Marty?
Happy with the car. A lot of these teams. Oh, we got a car in the wall. Is that Skinner?
Mike Skinner.
Oh, hard contact.
And it looked like, Benny, that he cut a right front tire down on that one. That car just took off to the right.
It's probably knocked the fuel pump off it. That's where the fire's coming from under the hood.
Come on, Mikey, get on out.
That was a hard lick.
See this caution at lap 23.
He had a good in-car shot of that. And it, I believe he cut right front.
See the safety workers.
Right here, folks. That's a tire mark. That's a tire going down. And there's nothing you can do, Benny, when that happens. When you're going into a corner 195 miles an hour and you blow a tire, you are along for the ride.
It's the most helpless feeling in the whole wide world, because you see the wall coming, you know what's going to happen, you know you're going to be hurt. There's nothing you can do except sit there and take it.
Safety workers there with Skinner as the pace car gathers up the field and gets it under control. Second crash of the weekend for Skinner. He had a crash here on Friday morning in practice, where in turn 4 the car got out from under him and backed into the fence. Pretty hard crash that one was. Let's update the lap 40 issue. NASCAR said in the drivers meeting they would throw a caution at lap 40, as you see the safety workers helping Mike Skinner away from his car.
Well, that's a good sign to see Mike at least walking or limping anyway, but he took a lick. That was a hard hit.
In the crash he had on Friday, he did bang pretty hard one of his feet in that car, so he may just have aggravated what was already sore from the other day. But boy, what a hard hit for Mike Skinner, and it's good to see him coming out of that race car. Let's go back and take another look at what happened to Mike Skinner.
Goes down the corner, and we've talked about the right front tire. I guess he cut it down, it goes flat, and we've talked about there's nothing you can do except go straight in the wall. There was the right side window coming out, and this car, folks, we've seen race cars torn up and the body fly off. This car is junk. This car is destroyed.
Looking ahead now from Dale Jarrett.
Right there, you see the tire go down, see the smoke, and you see how fast that thing goes up the racetrack into the wall.
So Mike Skinner is out of his...